Good evening, Nick the Forester here. Got a little time to get out and shot tonight. Got a couple new toys to play with. Picked up a few saws over the last couple weeks and wanted to dive off in one tonight. 510 is done. Probably going to fire it up and tune it in tomorrow, see if it's got any air leaks, anything like that. I'll get a video of the first fire and some cuts with it. It's going to be tuned rich, so once I get that thing fully broken in, because it's got new rings in it, I'll do a comparison, same chain, same bar between that 510 and my other 510, the stock one. But for tonight, I want to dig into something. This came as a part saw. Just got this in literally not long ago at all. Move y'all back down there a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna grab this real quick and here's what we're working with. You'll notice this looks a whole lot like my 285 CD. Well, it's just the older, or not much older, about the same time but bigger 1100 CD. Like I said, picked this up not too long ago, a week or two ago. Finally slowing down for a second and want to dive off in it. Came as a part saw. The compression on it is pretty darn good. We'll pull the muffler, see how she looks under there. And got the chain brake for it. So brake flag, chain brake, but it's missing the mechanism. So honestly, I probably won't end up putting one. Probably won't end up fixing it on this saw. These are the 2100s. I guess you'd say the Husky 2100's father, the 2101's grandfather. It's 99 cc's. No, like the CD, there's no manual oiler. This is what it came like. It came with what looks to be like a I don't know which ones came with the external impulse. I ain't sure what this carb's off of, but it's a Tillotson 296A, which does not go to this saw. This one has a intake block on it, so it's internal impulse. Fuel line looks and feels to be good. That guy did not even believe goes to this saw. It might. Yeah, actually, I bet it goes like that. Okay. Got our bolts for intake. Got the throttle linkage. Kill wires there. It's unplugged, so we'll slap it back on. And yep, that's how it came. I mean, I look down inside the cylinder on the piston side. It looks clean, at least on the intake side. It looks clean on the intake side. Looking down back at the exhaust, I mean, it's got great compression trying to pull it over. The way these are different is, see this two-piece rear handle? It's a plastic rear handle, metal tank, where the 2100s and like my 285 is a fully metal tank and handle, and it's got the trigger style like a, as far as 61, 266, 268, 272, where the trigger and throttle linkage is all one mechanism, where here it is a push style like that, and what I believe it goes like that when you put your carburetor on, and then like so. I believe that's how this is set up. I said I'm not 100% sure because it wasn't on when I got the saw, but I believe it went something like that. Then it hooked up like so. I just have to figure it out. We'll get it back there. I mean, that makes kind of sense. I ain't 100% sure because Doesn't seem like that would work very well that way. I don't know, we're just gonna have to figure it out. Best I can tell, that's how it's set up. Don't know. I don't know. But let's check it for spark. Now I got a spark plug laying around here somewhere just for testing. I seen it the other day. Or hell, we may go ahead and pull this one off. I'm not sure if I got my scrunch in here or not. But yeah, there's one we can test with. These, I believe, are a PHMSA ignition, not the SEMs. This looks to be a B cylinder. Let's see if I can even do this with one in it. This sucker's tight. I have to pull that sucker out or put it on the floor here. I'll just put it on the floor real quick. I'll let you know if it's got spark or not. Oh gosh, almighty. I mean, it's got some compression to it. You hear it, she is got hellacious compression. It's gonna be a bear for me to pull over, I can tell you that much. Try it one more time. She's got spark, which is really good because when I was looking these up, since it's that PHMSA ignition, they are no longer available, just like the SEMs, even though Proline started making SEMs. But these you have to change. The flywheel is different from an SEM flywheel or a Bosch style flywheel. So you have to find a flywheel that'll work, either Bosch or SEM. And if you know 2100s, 285s, 298s, those flywheels are getting really hard to find. So I'm really glad this one's got spark, at least initially. We'll see once it warms up. Wondering, so it's going to need a gasket that literally fits all the way around that. Grab a paper towel. It's got a little bit of trash down this intake port since it's been open. There we go. It's gone. So we're going to need a gasket that goes all the way around that because it's got a channel. I don't know if I'll be able to see that. See that channel for the impulse? I'll end up having to make a gasket for it, but I'm wondering, let's see. Now this is a HS224. It'll be a little small. It'd be small for this, but I'm just doing it for mock-up purposes. Let's see how this will do. I'm literally just going to mock it up. So she does need spacers for these bolts. Are those even the correct bolts? No, they are not. Those are not the correct bolts for the saw. I'm guessing that came off. I don't know what that would have come off of. Some kind of John shred maybe. Y'all know what a, yeah, because it's a cables, what's it called, cable carburetor. So I know it wasn't the right carburetor. Now I'll have to track down some intake bolts or make some, which I might have something that may work. See what I got in my bucket of goodness. Those fit. Those right pitch. Probably won't get that lucky. Oh, that ain't it. mess up the threads. I don't believe these will work. I don't think they're right thread count. Got one more. I do not believe these are right thread count, so I may have to end up ordering a, let's go, but if I'm right, oh, it shouldn't go like that, I wouldn't think. 'Cause then that would put that like that. That don't make no sense. Thought it would have to go like that, but maybe it does. Maybe it is supposed to go like that, 'cause that's how it's worn out for. Just don't understand how that would work. That would put it, let's see. Help if I had the correct carburetor for this, so that looks to be correct. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. It ain't offset that much, I can already tell you that. So, how does this bracketry work? Yeah. Is it a standalone bracket? Let's go. We will have to figure it out. So that don't make a whole lot of sense. I figured it'd have to go something like that. But don't fit well that way. Doesn't fit well that way neither. But it might. Hold on. Let's try it one more way. Oh, that wouldn't work well either. I haven't been able to find many videos of these saws online. I don't think they weren't made very long anyway, from what I can tell. But I gotta figure out exactly how this linkage goes. I believe this is the correct linkage. But, man, that's pretty well all. We're just trying to see what we got to work with. Same style. Muffler is the 288. This one still got the forward-facing cover. I believe it is a true 290 or 1100 just because of the handle. This appears to be correct. The or for this saw, the pull cover, and what was the other thing? Oh, the FEMSA ignition. The style ignition. But I'll have to, and also the one-piece cover. That's mainly seen on these saws with the rear air filter, I don't even know what you call it. Vent holes. Seems to be correct for the 1100s. Operator presence lever still works. I mean, this saw doesn't appear to have seen a whole host of use during this time, or somebody took really good care of it. The AV in this saw is tight. I mean, very, very tight. What little it does have, I mean, it don't have much. She is tight as can be. Let's look in our gas and oil and see how those look. Looks like our oil line is pretty well gone. I believe that's the what's called rolling around in there, the filter for it. There's something. Pull this out. How are you? Is that another? Did they lose the what's it called down in here? Just throw another one in? Is that showing off what it looks like? There's a daggum spring down here. No, that ain't supposed to be in here. What that spring's for. Yep, sure enough, looks like they lost a oil cap. Instead of replacing it and pulling it out, they left it down in the tank. And hell, there looks to be down another one. I wonder how many of this saw has had in it before. So looks like there's another one down there too. Or did somebody just throw a stash of them? I'm guessing they probably lost these in the oil tank and didn't spend the time to fish them out. Just kept on rolling. There's another one. Guessing these inner caps are notorious for pulling out, falling out inside. That's interesting. Throw this one they did leave, or one that didn't fall through back in. We'll pull out. Listen, see how our fuel tank looks. Filters on the, what's it called? Fuel line and filter look reasonably new. Or on-off switch has been replaced before. Otherwise, she looks like a fairly clean saw. Fairly clean indeed. I mean, the drum, the rim sprocket don't look hardly wore at all. She did a, I believe she did a rim. I don't believe that's a spur. No, it's a rim. We will probably end up swapping this over to 3/8 and run, because it is 404 right now. It's a rim. We'll grab a 3/8 rim for it. Probably a 3/8 8-tooth. So I think these were governed. These had one of them governed carbs to 8,000 RPM. In the cut. So we probably won't push it too much harder than that. Set that with it. Do we want to pull the muffler off? We might. So you got Allen keys on the bottom. Muffler's got a pretty good hooey right there, which most of these do. Looks like somebody's placed these bolts before. Yeah. Somebody's replaced them before. Probably won't be able to find muffler. I mean, it doesn't seem to be leaking. All that oil from them shipping this all. See what kind of, really I want to know what kind of oil lines this thing has in it. Just like my 298 with the screw in, there's, not 298, 285. Looks to be, yeah, same screw in style. So, like I said, just kind of checking this all out, seeing what it needs, what it doesn't need. Obviously, I know it needs a carburetor. I might have one that'll work here. May end up throwing that Walbro RWJ off of X-Torque on this saw. It should feed it plenty. Or going off like a 395. Should be plenty enough for it. believe this does go to this saw. I believe it does. I could be wrong. No, I don't believe it does. I believe it came off of something else. Now what that could have been, I have not a clue. Not a clue what that could come off of. But it does not appear to fit this off. So I think they may have tried to make it fit. That does not work for this one. And we're missing obviously the air filter. Air filter mount, but we'll probably end up putting one off like a 266 or maybe even, let's see, it goes like that. Come on, play nice with me. I'll make one to play nice. There we go. We might be able to fit like a 288 or 272 high top underneath it, or a 372 X-Short high top under it, depending on if you're going like so. If you go like so. Might have to be a 272 filter. We'll just have to see. We'll have to play around. Because where this fuel line comes in at, it's a little funky. Really need to figure out what carb these have. Go from there, honestly. So it's got a screw-in throttle. Okay. Like that. Or throttle screw. It's going to do something like that. So if we put, we might be able to use a 272 filter. See if I got one of them thousands around here. I thought I do. It did. Sorry, not do. Shoot something like that, like that. And we'll probably be able to use like a 266, 61 filter base on here. I believe we'll probably be able to. What I wonder is how in the heck does this throttle linkage fit? So obviously, granted this ain't the right one at all. How am I going to make this work? I don't know. But that's all I was really wanting to do, is see kind of what I was working with. I ain't pulled the cover off this. That was the first time I did check the compression. Like I said, just heard stuff rolling around honestly under the cover, so I figured the carburetor was off and something was off, and I will pull off the probably end up pulling the cylinder off and just checking out, make sure nothing had rolled down in the bottom. She's got a host of compression. She makes a nice thud when you turn her over. But that's all for tonight. At least on this all, just seeing what she needs. I'll put these back in here. Stuff a rag down that intake. Nothing will get down in it. And we'll pick this one back up after I do a little more research and see what way I want to go with this. What'll work, what won't. But we will bring this one back to life. We'll probably end up doing crank seals in it. Maybe bearings if they're bad. If they're not bad or going south, then we'll probably just leave them in there. I mean, it's not going to get nothing but a 28-inch bar, and that'll be occasional. I won't get it full time by no means. And I ain't going to see a whole host of use. But that's all for this one. Sorry it ain't a very glamorous video, but just seeing what we ended up getting. So I appreciate y'all if y'all stuck with me. Don't mind, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Any content y'all want to see, anything y'all would like to see specifically on this saw, let me know. I mean, obviously there's going to be more content about it. We're going to pull it down. I said probably we're just going to go ahead and order crank seals for it. If I don't have some here, I'll have to check, see what crank seals it takes. Do crank seals, throw a carburetor on it, get the linkage worked out, and we'll give her a power and see what she does. I mean, she's got spark, so all you need is fuel, air, and spark. Should run. But if it has an air leak, we'll have to figure out when the time comes. But I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great evening. Thank y'all.